Hi everyone, today we're making the last 1950s recipe. This one's a little bit late, but I still wanted to include it. So this one's just going to go into next month. Today we're going to be making chocolate peppermint dream. For this recipe you'll need 24 marshmallows. I'm using homemade marshmallows. And the crust is supposed to be made from chocolate cookie crumbs, but I couldn't find any gluten-free thing and I didn't want to use Oreos. So I'm just using a graham cracker crust. It also called for butter, but because this is pre-made crust, I didn't need those two. I'll write the instructions in the description. 1 cup of cream, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, a few drops of red food coloring, or I'm using a powder food coloring, so I have about 3/4 of a teaspoon there. A teaspoon of vanilla, a few drops of peppermint extract, and 1/2 cup of milk. So we're going to start by putting our marshmallows into a pot. I already have that here. And I'm using a heavy bottom top. If you're not doing that, you need to do a double boiler. And then I have 1/2 cup of milk. Now I'm going to keep this on the stove top until it's all melted and well combined. This is all melted. It looks really good. I don't want to get all of the sides though. This looks like I may have more than I need for the pie pan, so I might be able to serve it the other way that they say too, in a glass. I think they said with whipped cream, but anyways, we're going to add the salt and the red food coloring, the vanilla, and a few drops of peppermint extract. You can use red or green food coloring, but I have a recipe coming up that I'm going to be using green in, so I decided to use red this time. Alright, I'm going to let this cool now until it makes a mound when dropped off the spoon. Alright, now I'm going to add the whipped cream. And I'm going to fold that in. I'm hoping this works because it kind of separated. The marshmallow mixture did. So I'm just hoping it kind of goes back together. So I have the crust and I'm going to pour this in. I really hope this works because it kind of separated a lot. The color is really pretty and it smells good. So most of the liquid stayed at the bottom and didn't pour into here. Because of how thin this is, I don't want to add the rest. I don't want to overflow. I was thinking it'd be thick enough to kind of mound it up, but I don't think it's going to be. So I'm just going to cover this and put this into the fridge until it's firm. Alright, this is done. It's a little bit soft still, but it has set up all the way. I don't think it's going to set up anymore. And because it's supposed to be chocolate peppermint dream, the only chocolate before was in the crust, but I didn't use the chocolate crust, but I want to keep the chocolate in it. So I'm going to use some chocolate chunks to garnish this. I just rough chopped some chocolate and put that all around the edges. This is all done. I'm a little bit worried because I don't know how this texture is going to be. It looks kind of foamy, but it's really gelled, so hopefully it's good. Feels like I'm cutting a soft marshmallow. So it did stay separated. I wasn't sure if it was going to, mix at all. There's a thin layer though of darker color. All right. Kind of the texture of a marshmallow when I was cutting it, at least it felt like that. And then there's darker line on the underneath because it separated some. I think this could be good, but I don't think it's going to be great. Let's try it. It's very gelled. So actually, the flavor is amazing. It tastes really good. The texture is a bit different. It is very foamy and gelled, but it's not as much like eating a marshmallow as I thought it would be. I was a little bit worried it'd feel like you're just eating a marshmallow with graham cracker on it, which is fine, but it doesn't seem to fit with a pie. But this is really good. Flavor is really nice, and the chocolate is a really nice addition. It gives it, I don't know, it's just a nice flavor. And I actually like this. It did separate a lot, and I don't know if it was supposed to or not, but it still turned out good, even though it did separate and looked kind of funny. So yeah, I don't think I'd call it a fail. Kind of a happy accident. It isn't the best for presentation, I don't think, but the flavor is really good, and I'd probably make this again. So if you try this, let me know what you thought, because this one was a fun one. I didn't really think it was going to turn out, but it turned out better than I expected. So that was fun. We will be moving on with the 1960s recipes very soon. I'm really excited about those. I'm going to be incorporating some more summery things for this month, and then next month we're going to start bringing in the fall recipes, because I love fall and I've been waiting for fall for a while. It probably won't be extremely heavy on the fall stuff, just because it will probably still be hot where I live, but it's going to be a bit more of a fall theme, so I'm really excited about that. It feels like we are getting really close to the end now. I start thinking about the recipes I'm going to be doing in the next month, so I already have the next 2 months on my mind. I haven't really started either of those, but I kind of have an idea of what I'm going to do for the 70s, so it makes it feel like I'm even closer to the end, because I just have the 80s and 90s after that, which is kind of crazy. But I have a question for you guys. I've been undecided this whole time on if I was going to go past the 90s and do like the early 2000s, 2010s. but I don't even really know any recipes are popular then. I feel like it kind of feels a bit silly to do those, but the other part of me wants to get it all up to date. So let me know, should I go past the 90s and do the 2000s, or should I go and do the 2000s and the 2010s? I don't know. Let me know. But this has been really fun, and I do have a lot of cooking series planned for when this is over, so the fun's not going to end, and we'll have other things to focus on. I probably will take a little break in between, just to have a little bit of a break of cooking and to focus on other videos, but there will be more cooking series. So thank you guys for sticking around and for watching all of these and enjoying them. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time with a new episode, this time in the 60s. Bye!